If you have reached your 30s, you must have gotten to a place, a point in your life when you decide to part ways with a friend, someone you were close to, and you thought that you had a long journey to go with that person, but suddenly something happened, or for some reason you just decided to part ways. It must have happened to you. So, in today's video, we're going to talk about the reasons why people decide to end their friendships or to part ways. Two friends just decide to part ways. There are several reasons. We're going to talk about that. We are also I'm going to give a story, a very, very distressing story. Someone had a friend and got betrayed in a very terrible way. And at the end, they had to involve policemen. That was how bad it was. Then at the very end of this video, I'm going to give reasons why I no longer have friends, and it's not what you think. So you like to stick around to the very end of this video. There are several reasons why you might just decide to part ways with your friends, and sometimes it's amicable. It's not all the time that it has to involve quarreling or fighting for you to end a friendship. Sometimes a friendship just naturally evolves and it's over from both parties. So in some cases, it can be amicable. Let me give an example. If you had a childhood friend, somebody you grew up with together for many years, but after a while, both of you had to go to different schools to study, maybe your university education, and when you get back, you find out that you don't really have that thing in common. So you just naturally part ways. And it's amicable and it's a friendly situation. It's not like when you see the person tomorrow, you would say hi, but somehow you don't have so much in common with that person. It happens. But there are also some times when a pattern of friendship is as a result of a betrayal, something so hurtful. For example, somebody you trusted, somebody you really thought would be there for you for a long time, and you now find out that the person did something to you. That can be really painful. And this will lead me to the story I was talking about. There's this lady I know, very nice, very decent lady, very beautiful lady, very, very open-hearted. She's someone that she always believes the best about other people. You never hear her gossip about somebody, no matter what happened. She always believes in somebody, and a very, very wonderful person. So she had this friendship with someone that she thought was close. She would share things about herself to that person. She would open up her heart, and she thought the person was the same way. She thought the person really, really liked her. But something was happening to her. Sometimes you receive text messages. It was those times that text messages were in vogue. Now you have things like WhatsApp messages. She will receive text messages, and in the text message, someone will threaten her, someone will insult her. So she was wondering, who is this enemy I have that I don't know? It was really, really getting to her. So after a while, I'm sure she was advised to go to the police station to find out who that person was. And after they did the investigation, with tech now, you can find out things like where a text is coming from, what particular phone is coming from. Guess what they found out? That the person actually sending those threatening messages, sometimes saying things so terrible, was actually a friend of hers. One of the friend of hers that she would just share things about her life to. And it was really, really surprising. But like the forgiving person that she is, she decided not to take it any further, maybe have a legal case or something. She just decided to let it go. Until today, she's still that nice and friendly person. Now, before I go to my own story of why I no longer have friends, now let me be honest with you. I've had the most amazing friendships. Most amazing people have been my friends. When it comes to betrayal, I would say I've really been betrayed like that, if at all. I can't remember now. Maybe along the line, if I start thinking, there'll be one person or the other that betrayed me. But I've had beautiful friends, and there are people these are the people that today, if I see them or once in a while, I get in touch with them. But technically, I won't describe them as my friends any longer. And let me tell you what happened, why I decided that I don't want to have friends anymore. Why I just came to that conclusion that having friendships at this time of my life will not be so helpful because of things I'm meant to do. In life, you go through life just doing things that other people do, following trends, doing things that they do. You don't really know who you are. But there comes a time in your life when circumstances happen, you are separated from the crowd. You now have to start asking yourself some honest questions like, who am I? What is my purpose on earth? So it happened to me like from 2019. I got to that stage where I was wondering. I will do things and other people will do. It will seem as if they are fortunate. I felt that things were not working in my life. Despite that, to a large extent, I'm an intelligent person, I'm a very friendly person, I'm very hardworking, but things were not really adding up. And it got to the stage where I now decided, or circumstances made me decide to really find out in an introspective manner. It wasn't like I went to meet anybody that, please help me, or I need your help. It just happened 2019. In fact, just before the coronavirus, I just decided around November, I just decided that I needed to be in a quiet and in a contemplative space. And in the course of that engagement, understanding who I am, understanding my purpose, I got to one understanding. I had to start not distancing myself from people, but I had to spend so much time on my own, contemplating about life, writing things down, just getting a download on who I am. And this involved time. There were days that for days I would not see anybody. I would hardly go out except to buy groceries and all that. And then the coronavirus came. And when it came, or the corona situation, when it came, it made everybody in a way isolated. So at that period, I became really isolated. I was rarely going out. 2020, I was rarely going out. But it was one of the most beautiful experiences. I was getting to understand myself. And as a result of that, I had to drastically reduce my friendships. I had to drastically just be on my own contemplating, because one thing about friends, they may be well-meaning, they may be nice, but they may not be good for you at a certain time of your life, because you need to contemplate, you need to know who you are. So they will tell you, just imagine that at the point that Jesus was going to the wilderness, someone had just told him things like, oh, you don't need to go to the wilderness. There's a wedding happening in Canaan the next weekend or something. It would have disrupted his program. He needed that 40 days to go through some things to understand his mission and his purpose. So it happens to everybody at a point in your life, except you are not sensitive enough to understand that season. And that is a season that in a way I'm still going, I'm still I'm still in that season. I'm getting to know who I am, getting to understand my purpose. And it's not a season that really encourages people to have friends. Then another reason why I don't really have friends at this stage of my life is that I'm a full-time caregiver for my mom. Our parents, as they get older, they need support. Not all parents, some, especially when they get to their 70s, their 80s, they may now start needing some extra support. So I'm the person looking after my parents. Of course, with my siblings, we are all doing this as a team, but I'm the person that we stay together. So she always needs attention, she always needs care. So it won't be easy for me now to start making friends, because the time I'm using to take care of her, I can't be having long phone conversations, call or stuff like that. So it has drastically reduced the number of friends I have. So I'm at a point where I'm helping her, and I love it. I'm blessed. Many people, they desire to look after their parents in their old age, but they never have any opportunity, because some of them have traveled abroad, they've relocated, so they now have to employ people to look after their parents. And it's not really something anybody wants to do. Most people will not want to do. There's always the anxiety. I hope this person is taking care of my mom well. Even if you're in the same location with the person, you may have to go to work and do other things. So you won't really have time. But fortunately, my circumstance, as a result of looking after my mom, I'm with her almost throughout the day. Most of the time I'm with her. We go out together. In fact, she's my best buddy now. If there's anybody that I'll call my friend, is my mom. It's a blessed season, because in taking care of her, I'm learning to know myself, to understand what life is all about. I'm learning to be more contemplative, to understand what happens to people, no matter who you are, no matter who you think you are, or the person you think you cannot do without. There's a season of your life or a situation that will happen. That person that you think you cannot do without, you can do without anybody. That's the truth. There's nobody that is indispensable. There's nobody that you're like, oh, without this person, I'll not survive. You will survive, and you will survive. Not only will you survive, you will thrive. So that is what I'm learning in the course of time. So in the next video, we'll be talking about another very interesting topic. So I'll sign out with a video showing my mom. My mom, I always pamper her. Yes, so I'm pampering my mom. I'm pampering her. I want her to have a nice time. So I'll sign out with a video showing my mom watching a particular series. And I will not say the name of the series, so I want you to guess what the series is. When you watch it, guess what the series is and put it in comments. Also share if you've had a situation or a season or a betrayal that made you part ways with a friend. And did it really hurt? Are you now used to it? Have you gotten over it? Or you are still missing that your friend? Let's talk in the comments. So till I see you in the next video, take care and God bless. So now, it's time to look out for myself and myself alone.